If everyone can hear me, please press 1. Andy, you're online. I saw you there coming. If you can hear me, please press 1.
Good morning.
Andy, where are you at?
Good morning. I'm at the office. I'm at my kingdom.
Your kingdom?
Yeah, because we're going to have a meeting in a while. So I went here early for you guys.
Right. So you're in Tagaytay now?
I'm in Tagaytay now.
Okay. You need to bring me there because I haven't been there before.
Oh yeah, Charles loves it here. When are you going here? We'll set the date. We'll have breakfast here or lunch.
Okay. Okay. Let's do that. Let's do that. I like that.
Yes, very nice topic today.
Yeah.
Which is very important. You don't, if you don't do this, if you fail to do this and earn trust, forget about sales.
Right. Right. And it's a simple concept, but yet I think some of us get different perspectives about it. I think today our intention is to really help everyone to get some alignment about what does trust mean in our business, and to understand what trust is and how do we then acquire that trust. Because I think trust is a currency. Trust is something that you build over time and something that you have to earn, right? Because I think trust is not something that you just get it free, but you have to earn it.
Earn.
Yeah. So I think let's start the morning this morning with this question for everyone to for everyone to answer. There are about 30 of us here in this chat in this group here today. Maybe my question to everyone is this: what is it that you don't like about a real estate professional or a person that you met before in the industry or the person that you experienced before in the real estate industry that you didn't have that trust with him or her? What is it that the person did or did not do cause you to have no trust in that person? Please put that in the chat box right now. Or maybe Andy, you can share from your perspective.
Um, can I clarify that question?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, can you?
Or rephrase. Okay, so ask the question again. So, what is it that you have experienced in your journey of real estate with another real estate professional where that person did not earn your trust?
Did not earn my trust.
Or you don't feel like this guy is trustworthy, right? What is it that you experienced with someone in the industry that makes you think that I don't think I can trust this guy or this person? What would that be?
I think these were foreigners,
Right.
which it's a foreigner who's maybe it's his character, maybe not to trust anybody yet. Maybe they're coming from an experience of trauma
Mm,
since we didn't know each other. And then
mm,
when we were properly introduced and he has
right,
learned what I've been doing, then
right.
the paradigm shifted, the conversation shifted. So, because sometimes trust can be earned even prior to your meeting.
That's right.
This is the reason why you have to establish your professionalism, your identity, your image, because trust is okay. When people hear your name, what image comes to their mind? So the image also is very helpful in creating their trust, in getting their trust. Now,
Right.
when you meet somebody you do not know from Adam, and then you don't, and you get introduced, and nobody's introducing you, nobody's giving the proper introduction, and you have to introduce yourself, then this is where this skill I think that we're going to talk about will be coming in handy. Like, for example, the association, the mirroring technique, several techniques that may be discussed today.
Right. And there's some comments on the chat box here. And guys, please bring in the chat box, comment to the chat box. The question is, what is some of the experiences that you have with other brokers or other real estate professional that cause you to not trust that person? Now, there's one evangelist. This is a good one. Delayed payment, delayed payment, delayed payment, receipt of payment that was delayed. Karen thinks a misrepresentation. Another one was did not disclose. I'm not sure what do you mean by did not disclose. I'm assuming that you did not disclose a lot of things.
You
Oh,
mean for us to lose trust in the other
that's
professional?
right. That's right. That's
Okay.
right.
So I'll give an example, many examples. somebody who gives you some listings, pretends that they know everything. When you get there, they haven't seen the property, they don't even know the brokers, and they did not disclose that
Right.
beforehand. Of course, especially if you don't know that person, then it's a turn off. Number one. Number two is that, again, lack of knowledge, not only of the property but the industry as well. Especially if you are bringing in your most valued client and
Right.
you're going to entrust this transaction with this one, it's
Right.
going to be very risky.
Right. So let's just get clear here, because trust is not only a moral thing, it's also a competency thing, right? And it's not about this
Correct.
guy has bad intention, or he has some malicious thoughts or malicious things, right? But it's about them not understanding what they should know and not doing what they should know, but telling you that they think they know, if that makes
Yeah.
sense, right? So that's important to understand, because trust, there is the human interaction relationship trust. There is also your expectation as a professional trust, right? And I think
Correct.
that's key here. And sometimes we get very how do I say it? We get very um not clear about trust, because we think just have to be a nice person, people will trust me. Right? That's a good thing, right? Because being nice and being honest and all that, that's great. But you've got to have that competency level as well to build that trust, because that's how people trust you with. Because you are being my friend, great. Trust me as a friend, great. But to trust you as a real estate professional,
Different.
that requires more things, right? It requires more components. There are more moving parts there. So I thought today we want to talk a little bit about that. So I want to start this conversation, and I wanted everyone to bring that mindset, like what would that person look like that you didn't want to trust? Because then you shouldn't be that person, right? If you have met someone or you have experienced someone in your journey of real estate that has somehow led you to not want to trust them, that's the person you shouldn't want to become, right? Then what should you become? So I want to run through certain things before we go have a conversation about this. And I want to talk about like how do you define trust? Like what are the components for trust to show up, right? And this is something that I learned um for some time now. Hang on, give me a minute. Let me just share my screen real quick. And this one thing that I learned recently, for some time now, actually, that talks about the circle of trust. You all can see my screen properly? Right. Can you see it? Cool. So the circle of trust, um, it's really that four key components that really, really, how do I say this, define trust. And I think some of us could be better than um, others at certain things in terms of the level of trust you are in. We all of us are still learning and working on how to build that trust. But there are four key things that kind of build trust. And I want you all to just give comments on the chat box as we are sharing on this, right? And I think that one of the components, and they are not, how do I say, more important than each other. They are all forming part of the whole ecosystem of trust. So what I mean is you can't have one without the other in order for you to have trust. You can't say I'm competent, but I don't have empathy. You can't say I have empathy, but I'm not dependable, right? It's all an
Correct.
equation or a formula for people to build that trust. And it takes time, because some of us are probably not in the strength of being empathetic. Some of us are not learning how to be transparent, right? So these are four things. Let's go through one by one. First thing is empathy. Now, what's empathy? Right? Anyone, if you put in a chat box here, what's empathy? Put in a chat box. When you think about empathy, what does that mean? And I think real estate agents, a lot of us do not understand the power of being to have empathy. Empathy, it's not sympathy. Empathy and sympathy is two different things. Empathy, it's when you are able to understand what that person is going through and understanding what the person wants. It's a lot of understanding and focus on that key person. Great
It's
leaders, yeah, great leaders have empathy? Yes, Andy, go ahead and say something.
It's the popular putting yourself in one's shoes, right?
Yeah. And I argue you can't build a big business, especially in our real estate business, because if you run a factory, if you run a supply chain, you run a factory and all that, which is mechanical, I think that's okay. That may be still okay. But we're talking about a people business. If you want to lead organization, lead a business that's full of people, the ability to empathy to me is so important that once you don't understand empathy, you cannot sit in the perspective of that person, then it's very hard to win that person over to trust you. Now, empathy doesn't mean, let's be very clear, doesn't mean you've got to agree what the person is going through, or you got to agree with that, what the person says, or how the person behaves. Doesn't mean you have to agree, but you have to understand. There's a huge difference there. And what do you think?
Yeah. Because if, for example, if they realize that you do not understand them, you are sending the signal that you are not even listening to them. And if you cannot understand me, how can you serve my needs, right? So
Correct.
basically, even selling is not like, it's not about how good you're talking, but how good you are in listening.
Right.
That's what
And
matters.
yes, and especially in doing real estate sales, right? If you don't really understand, because buying a real estate piece of real estate is a huge decision. And it's a scary decision because it's something that not everyone does it every day. So you have to understand the fears, the anxiety, and the challenges that this person go through in order to help them journey through it. But the most common thing I see in real estate agent is, oh, they just focus on selling the property and they forgot
Yeah.
about the person there. They just focus on selling the property, but they forgot about the person there. And the way you show empathy, the simple way you show empathy is ask good questions. Like,
Correct.
what's your challenge here right now? Like, why are you buying? Why are you selling? So I recently we're talking to some big clients. I was with a team in the Philippines and we are doing some consulting work. And then um the first person when we met those people that was potentially wanting to secure our services, they asked us how much is the cost? Like, how much is like what are you selling? And I said, I'm not selling anything. I said, what do you mean? I'm here to understand what's your challenge, and if there's any opportunity for me to help you serve that challenge, serve you that you may be able to overcome the challenge. So that's the approach, right? Because we like to sell first, we like to show them, oh, this is the reason why you should buy from me. This is the reason why you should take this. But you don't really understand what the person needs and wants. So I think empathy is the first key thing. Now, one of the things about empathy, the powerful thing about being empathy, bringing empathy to the table, it kind of helps you to be authentic. Authentic Authenticity today is one of the most important thing that people want. I give you an example. Why are people okay? This may or may not be familiar to some of us. How many of you like to watch reality shows? Okay, not even reality shows. Let's talk about live videos that is unscripted, that is not programmed. It just happened, right? Now it may not be 100% a picture of what the reality of that particular person's life or is, but we all want real things. We all want to be authentic. We yearn to have authentic relationships, right? So you've got to move beyond trying to sell yourself so well to become an authentic person and really connect with them, right? So empathy, it's a form of connection between a human being and another human being, right? And once you have empathy for other people, people will have empathy for you, likely to have empathy for you, right? So empathy is the first one. The second one is competency. Now, I'm doing this not in any sequence, but this is just the four components. By the way, this is done by research. It's not something that I say, but this is a research done. And the next thing is competency. Competency is what we just talked about, and it's like you guys need to know your stuff.
Yeah.
If you don't know your stuff, and you don't know what are some of the stuff that you should be knowing, then you got a problem. Now, I think competency, and Andy, you can correct me if I'm wrong, is a lifelong journey.
Correct.
Competency is something that you need a lot of experience to build. Knowing and understanding is two different things. Because once you know, but you don't understand, then you don't know how to apply, you won't apply.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of us have a lot of head knowledge and knowing it, but the understanding comes from doing it, right? So experience is very important. Now, if you're in this industry less than 1 to 2 years, your competition level has a lot of opportunity for growth.
Yeah.
If you're in this industry for 10 to 15 years, you should really know your stuff and you should be teaching others so that you can be better at doing it as well. So competency is key. Any thoughts about this, Andy, about competency?
Yeah. He mentioned about the length of time that you've been in the business. Now, being in the business for a long time, let's say you've been there for 10 years, 15 years, it does not also necessarily mean that you already have gained experience, because if you're still doing the same thing for the past 15 years and you are still where you were before, that means 15 years was a waste of time. Because you did not learn anything. Experience is what you learned from something that happened to you.
Right.
It is not just the number of years. So, and
Yeah.
in doing so, which means when Jonathan mentioned it's continuous knowledge, it's
Yeah.
continuously learning from your experience, and also maybe getting learnings from seminars or talks like this and
Right.
applying it.
Right.
Remember, whatever you have learned or heard, if you are not applying it, you do not know it.
Right.
It
Exactly.
doesn't matter if, oh, I've attended that seminar. So what did you learn? Oh, I forgot already. But
That's
I
right.
have the certificate.
That's right. That's right. And understanding that we don't know everything is important. Understanding that there are certain things that we are not good at is a form of competency. Because if you don't know what you're good at, you don't know what you're not good at. You don't have self-awareness, you got a problem. Because self-awareness is a formation of competency. I now know what I don't know, and I now know what I know. The problem is when I don't know what I don't know,
Yeah,
right? And that's an issue. That's a serious problem. And I don't know what I know is even worse, right? If I don't know what I don't know and I don't know what I know, like you all got a problem here if that's the case. So competency is really, but like what Andy says, building experience is really learning through pain, suffering, and also success. And I think we are all shaped by that, right? Pain and suffering and success coexist together.
yeah,
The challenge we have with building experience is, Andy, is that a lot of us are trying to avoid pain.
correct.
A lot of us are trying to avoid failure. All of us got this issue of face, or I would say, I will argue the word, I'm going to use a very strong word, it's called pride.
Yeah,
And you and I know in the good book of Proverbs says that pride comes before destruction. Right? And it's true because when you have too much pride, meaning you don't have the space to learn and try to correct yourself and understand, your experience won't be good. So competency, it's not so much about the knowledge and skills, because knowledge and skills is acquisition, but experience is the one I think that built through competency. Like just what you say, Andy, because the
yeah,
failures and the success shapes the way we think about life and business. Do you
yeah,
agree?
correct. And the one that you mentioned earlier, actually, the riskiest person will be the person who pretend to know what they don't know.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
And that's dangerous. That's dangerous.
it's
That's dangerous
dangerous. Correct.
because you don't build trust that way. And the way you carry yourself immediately, because you can have an opinion that people don't agree with you. That's different. But when you do things that you don't, and you say things that people don't know, and sorry, you say things that you don't really know what you're talking about, that's
Yeah,
dangerous. Because I can have a different opinion with you. I can have a more extreme opinion compared to you, and you can still respect me for that opinion because it's an opinion, right? But when I'm telling you something that I don't really understand and I pretend to understand, that's bad. So competency is the next, the second part of trust. The next one is transparency. Now, this one, I don't know, it's an Asian thing or what, but this is where Asian culture normally struggles a little bit. When people ask you how is things, everybody says good. But the honesty, the clarity, the being honest, with clarity and openness to communicate how we feel, what we think about things, it's not our strength in an Asian culture. I don't know about you, Andy, but in Chinese culture, especially, somehow it's inculcated in us that we don't tell people older than us what we think they did wrong or what we think that we don't agree with them. We just keep quiet, right? So I think this is where we need to change. You need to think about all of us as equals. Because if you want to progress in this world, there's some good culture that we collect. There's some things about respect. I can still ask and challenge someone with respect. Right? So this is what I think. So being transparent, being open, and have clarity about things is very important. Because if you can hear, if you know that this person, for example, can't afford this property, you got to be honest and clear with them. Right? You got to be open about it and communicate it. What do you think about transparency, Andy?
Yeah, this is something. When you mentioned it is connected with what you mentioned earlier, which is authenticity.
Right.
Right. Because they can see through you. No pretensions, no filters, no makeups, nothing.
Right.
It's all natural. What you see,
Right.
no, what you see is what you get,
Right.
especially right now.
Yeah.
Especially right now. A lot of people online can pretend that they know everything.
Yeah.
Especially if you're chatting, you ask me a question, I go to ChatGPT, copy, paste, send to you. Oh, smart.
Yeah.
You ask a question, I'll go to ChatGPT to answer it, reply in perfect English. Oh, this guy's smart. But when you meet in person and they ask you upfront, live,
Right.
you cannot answer, then everything that you have
Right.
said, your reputation will already be gone in 1 second.
Right. And you brought up a point, ChatGPT, Gemini, all these tools are good tools. And I
Yes,
highly encourage all of us to use it. And I think we're going to have a series about teaching how to use those tools. I think in Mega Camp in Austin, in San Antonio, Texas, next week, I believe is Mega Camp. No, I'm sorry. This week is Mega Camp. Gary is putting a lot of effort in teaching people how to use AI tools to prompt AI to help them in their business. Now, that's important. But you've got to know the knowledge, right? Whatever you're learning. So the AI tools today is an express version of teaching us how to understand some stuff that we don't understand, right?
correct.
If you know how to, if you use those tools, you must also you also must remember that you must learn and understand what those tools are saying. Because then it's not about the tools talking, it's about you talking. People don't have a relationship with the robot. People have a relationship with you and me. So being transparent about it, and it's okay if you don't know. It's okay to tell people, I'm not sure, I'll come back to you. Someone asked me a question last week, very technical question, and I couldn't answer her. And I said, I don't know the answer, but let me come back to you. Let me find out from you, right? So that's important to be honest, and to be clear what you don't know and let people know these are some things that you don't know. I think people respect people with honesty when they really show up knowing what they don't know and be open about what they don't know so that they can learn, right? So I think that's what's important. Next up is talking about dependability. Now, this to me, among all these four things, I think this is the one that I think most people may struggle with, right? Dependability. I say what I do what I say. Like someone just mentioned today, they don't pay on time. I think money is a very important thing. If someone say they will pay me on Monday, they better pay me on Monday because I trust you that you will pay me on Monday. Now, if you cannot pay me on Monday, then you have to let me know. I can understand if there are challenges. I can understand if there are difficulties. I can understand. But I think that communication and the expectation that we have is very important. So dependability, I think, is the most challenging things for people to keep because you really need to put in the effort to walk the talk. And this is where all of us, including myself, struggle. Anything you want to add, Andy?
Yeah, I mean that's when you mentioned the walking the talk. That's called the integrity.
Yeah,
Integrity means what you're saying is integrated with what you're doing.
exactly.
That's how you have integrity. In fact, integrity does not even always apply to good things. The even criminals, that the criminal heads, if they say they're going to kill you, they're going to kill you. And that's integrity. And that's the reason why. No, that's the reason why their subordinates respect them or fear them, because
Yes.
they know that this boss is going to do what he's going to say.
Yeah.
Right?
And are you talking from experience? Yeah, yeah, absolutely right. So so dependability, it's important because it will show up. What you say, what you do will show up. And the problem is when we don't show up, like when you don't answer people's call, you don't
Yeah.
respond to people's message. Like
Responsive.
you take a very long time, you don't answer. That's bad. That's not dependable, not trustworthy. You send a message that you are not important. A message is not important. I don't want to talk to you. Whatever reasons I don't want to talk to you. Right. So this is a bad thing. Very very bad thing. So, dependability to me is the key thing. So now all these four key things form the circle of trust. Now, if you want to build trust in a relationship, now you can use this in any application. With your spouse, with your kids, with your friends, business owners, business partners. You need to have all this stuff. This is what forms the circle of trust. And this is done by research. They research and they realize that these are the four key things that help us build trust. Empathy, competency, transparency, dependability. Now, question, how do we work on this in this business? What's the application, right? So let me share you another chart. Right, give me a minute. Let me just go back to my screen and let me share another chart to show you what does that mean. Okay. This is what I think the key to building trust through perception in our business. I'm gonna give you an example of a chart here. Right, can you all see my chart?
Yeah.
Right. So my question to you all these level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are different people or different individuals in their state of their business. The first level is you're just a salesperson. You're just going out there, and it's important to have that behavior, guys. It's important to go out there, prospect, call everyone, talk to them. Are you interested to buy? Those things are important, but that's a salesperson. So anybody can do this. And I argue a lot of people can do this very, very well. There are a lot of training about how to be a salesperson, how to go out there and sell, right? Then you move on to the next level. You're actually a nice salesperson. You are pleasant. Now, if you've got a bit of a good look, then maybe it adds stuff to you. You are a nice salesperson. The next level is a nice salesperson that knows a lot of stuff.
Knowledgeable.
They're knowledgeable. They know their stuff. The fourth level is the person that wants to help. All of this above, but they want to help.
Reliable.
Reliable, they want to help. They have intention to help. They want to contribute to your life. They want to contribute to you. They want to serve you in a way that can help you achieve your goal. Helping means I want to help you to achieve your goal. All of you must understand, as a real estate professional, your role is to help your clients achieve their goal, either to buy something or sell something at a price or whatever they want. That's the goal. Are you helping them achieving the goal, or are you helping yourself to make money? Because the minute you take that phase away, you're not helping them. You're just a salesperson trying to sell them. Does that make sense? So when you put in, can I help you? I can help you. That's the fourth level. The highest level is a trusted advisor. This person will call you, your client will call you, regardless whether they're buying from you or not. They'll ask you for your opinion. In my journey of my career, I have so many people called me. What do you think about this? What do you think? Then you are a trusted advisor.
Yeah.
My question to all of you is, where are you right now?
Correct.
Where are you right now? Right? And all of us are at a certain level that we all can work towards going there. But it's important to know what level. The highest paid level is the trusted advisor level. These are the people that queue and want to do business with you, want to make sure that you are the one that support them and and help them, because You have high trust. Any thoughts about this,
Yeah.
Andy?
Yeah, because at that level of trusted advisor, they already perceive you as a specialist and you're honest. So that's why they trust you, because you're honest, and they trust you because they know that you are a specialist. They know that you are an authority in your field. They know that you are reliable and responsive. They know that you are knowledgeable in what you're doing,
Right,
right?
right, right. And I think sometimes we don't know where we are or what stage we are at, right? And I think it's important for you to right now ask yourself in this 5 level, where are you at right now? And what do you want to become? Because not everybody want to become a trusted advisor, and that's fine. That's fine because it's your choice. But if you want to make a lot of money, the difference of those people that make a lot of money in this industry is they're a trusted advisor, very good trusted, or they're perceived to be a trusted advisor, right? Because that's where they make a lot of money. But a lot of us stays at the level of a salesperson.
Yeah,
Or maybe we can become better. We are a nice person that knows some stuff, right? And we stop there. We stop there because we ask the question, why should I help you if you don't give me anything in return? The
correct.
word help, it's doing something without expecting anything in return.
True.
That's called help. That's called serving. When you serve someone, you do it without asking for anyone reward in return. That's called help, and that's
Yeah.
called serving. Because if you understand what is service and serving others, that is a choice. By the way, this is not a mandate. I'm telling you all must be like this, but I can tell you those who are succeeding at a very high level, they build trust by first understanding how to serve others. Because if you only know how to serve yourself and you don't think about others, there's no empathy, remember? There's no empathy. And you keep on putting yourself first, right? Then the person is not there. You are not building that relationship. So the goal for us, if you want to be successful in this industry, is to be a trusted advisor. Like you know your stuff and you want to help others.
Yeah.
And that's the key. That's the key because I see so many real estate professionals are not keen to help people, or they are fearful to help people because they think they will lose out. I don't know whether you experience that you see people in your journey, right? You see that
Yeah.
there are a lot of real estate professionals that actually can help others, but they're afraid to help others because they're afraid of losing.
Yeah. And also, not only just afraid to help, but they want to get paid or compensated for every little help that they're doing. If that happens, everything that you're doing is called transactional. And
Right,
if you do transactional service, once that transaction is done, the client will forget about you.
right,
Okay,
right,
because whatever you did for me, I don't care. I don't owe you anything because I paid for your service.
yeah,
However, if you help and help without expecting anything in return, maybe the transaction may not push through, but you have already planted the seed. You've
right,
already invested, and there is what you call a law of reciprocity.
right,
Maybe not now, maybe not with them, but they will be obliged to return that favor. And
right.
it may even be bigger than the transaction.
Right, or is willing to help, willing to
Yes.
help you in return because I seen how you help me now and I help you. So
Correct.
the goal is the serving starts from you, not from others first. Like there are a lot of people telling me like, no, if they don't do anything for me, why should I do for them?
Yeah.
I think that's a very poor mentality. It's
Yes.
thinking from a very poor mindset, a mindset of lack. The other mindset I always remember is all agents always think their clients belong to them.
Yeah. So some
People,
agents,
yeah,
oh, I was the one who gave them the computation. I printed the computation. I should have 5%, or I should have
yeah.
10%.
Yeah. So that's not the way. The word slavery has ended many years ago. Like nobody owns anyone. Nobody is loyal to anyone. Clients are not loyal to us. They're only loyal to our values and our standards that we serve them.
Exactly.
So if you understand this concept, right, and you think about how do you build your business, it's really a human being thing. So knowing human beings and understanding how to be a better human being to everyone is the way to succeed in your business. especially in the real estate business, because this is such a personal and persona-driven business. It is not about just your skills and talent, but it's how you treat other people. I've seen so many talented people and so many skillful people has been disrespected in the industry because they don't understand this very well. They don't understand how to build trust, right? They don't understand where to put their money where their mouth is. They don't understand how to walk the talk, right? I'm for someone very, very, I get very, very, I don't know, agitated or a little bit irritated when people don't walk the talk, because that's not right. And even you make a mistake by not walking the talk, you should own up and try to remedy it, right? So that's important. So this conversation right now, it's to ask yourself, where are you in these 5 levels? Are you a normal salesperson? Are you a nice person? Are you a nice person, salesperson that speaks, that knows a little bit of stuff, that wants to serve others, that eventually become a trusted advisor? And I think this is a stage, right? We go up step by step. This is the step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the stage that we have to journey in order to be a good trusted advisor. Now, you don't start overnight and become a trusted advisor. It doesn't work that way. I think you take about 5, 7, 8 years to really become a trusted advisor. Once you know the market well enough, once you understand, have enough experience. Experience comes from, the simplest experience comes from how many transactions that you do. Because the more transactions that you do, the more experience that you have. The challenge is a lot of us behave in a way thinking we know a lot of things when we don't do enough transactions. Right? And I cannot teach about recruitment if I not teach people how, if I've not recruited myself.
Correct.
I cannot teach people how to sell real estate when I'm not sold real estate myself. Right? I can't teach people how to lead others when I'm not led a big organization myself. Right? So that's the journey, right? And the challenge I see is we cannot let our pride get in the way, because what we think we know, someone else knows better than us. So we have to think about how do we build that, right? How do we build this? Any other thoughts, Andy, before we go to the next slide?
Yeah. I just wanted to point out the summary of this one from 1 to 5, especially as a trusted advisor. I wrote it in the chat. It's a summary, so it's easier to understand
Right.
what you should achieve to be. If people perceive you as that one, then you will be a trusted advisor. What's the difference between a trusted advisor and a salesperson? A salesperson takes orders from the client and do whatever the client wants, maybe what the client buys. If you are already a trusted advisor, they listen to you. Jonathan, I have money. Where should I invest my money? Then, okay. And then you give an investment, an option. Okay, what unit should I choose? Baala ka na. You take care of it. It's up to you. I have this much fund, then you choose a good project for me. This is the returns that I'm expecting.
Right.
That is a trusted advisor.
Yeah.
Are you at that level already?
Yeah. And I want to show you a structure to get there. So how many of you want to learn how to get to the trusted advisor level? How many want to learn? If you want to learn, please press 5 on the chat box. If you want to learn how to get to level 5, please press 5. Okay. Normal price is 5,000 US dollar, but today free for you. Okay. So give me a minute. Right. It's good to have some fun, right? What we do, right? Hang on. Let me pull out my other
Because
slide.
he's willing to help without expecting anything.
Yes. If you want to give me 5,000 US dollars, I'll be happy to accept it. Right. Hang on. Let me just share screen again. This is the pathway. It's very simple, guys. It's not complicated. To be good at building trust and to be good is my screen okay? Can you see my whole screen? Andy is okay? The screen?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay. The way to think about this is learning how to tell, present, and consult. Right? And all you can do is by really truly asking great questions. We did a chapter on negotiation last week when I was in Manila in our Ignite program. And we talk about open-ended questions, closed-ended questions. If you want to move up to the trusted advisor role, the way you need to move from telling, presenting to consulting. You got to move from telling, presenting, consulting. Because nobody wants a salesperson, everybody wants a consultant.
Yeah.
Everyone will pay more money to a consultant than a salesperson. Why is that? It's because a consultant seeks first to understand. A consultant is a professional person that understands how to have a good conversation to help everyone understand and get alignment. If you want to be successful and go to level 5, you're going to move from telling, presenting to consulting. Now, you can tell and present. You still need to present. Don't get me wrong. You still need to tell. Don't get me wrong. Every time when I want to present a case to someone or I want to present my services to someone, I don't start the conversation by telling who I am and what I do.
Yeah.
Because who am I and what I do is not important. It is not mission critical. Mission critical is this. Do I have what it takes to solve their problem? That's it. Right? Now, how will I know if I have what I have to solve their problem when I don't even know their problem?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So the consulting conversation comes in at a very beginning stage in all our conversation. So asking great questions is important. Now, initial consult requires to ask a lot of open-ended questions. Now, what's the example of an open-ended questions? So Andy has role play for a while. Andy, you're the developer. I'm the real estate agent. Andy, just pretend whatever you are that you're needing help. Just pretend, right? So Andy, here's the question, Andy. So Andy, like, what's your number one challenge in selling your development right now?
Yeah. So that's a good example of an open-ended.
Yeah. So just give me a fake answer or like an answer so that I can carry on the conversation. What's the number one challenge that you have in your development right now?
Oh, right now there are a lot of developers who are now doing just recently and have launched the same concept of leisure-oriented projects, and they have tons of money to do their advertising and marketing. But people don't realize that if they're going to buy projects with thousands of units in one leisure project, that's not even leisure project. My challenge is we have limited budget to communicate this to the market. See, that's an open-ended question. That's a specific.
So now I know his challenge. Now Andy's challenge is how can I communicate my value proposition to the clients that is relevant to my product to understand my product better, right? So how do I communicate to them
with the limited budget?
Limited budget, right?
It's just a competition, yeah.
Right. I hear two problems: is the budget, limited budget to spend on doing this, and not enough reach and not enough not enough people that I can talk to bring that value proposition to them. Great. So Andy, what have you done well that is working right now?
Okay. What we've done well is to make focused agents make money from our projects. All those who focus on our projects made money. All those who studied our projects made money. So we are now just focusing on, because we have few units, we made sure that our units are scarce, desirable but scarce.
Right.
So we just open this to more agents, try to show them the opportunity, and those who appreciate it can focus.
Right.
Unlike the bigger developers, they have newspaper ads, they have big PR firms, and they can tap the buyers directly.
Right.
Okay, and communicate that message. For us, only those who are focused who can communicate this message,
right,
are benefiting from it. So what we're trying to do now is to partner and train these agents who would like to make money from our projects.
Right. And what's not working for you right now?
What's not working?
Yeah.
Okay. The relying on or expecting a lot of them to appreciate the projects, because a lot of agents now only think of convenience. They
Right.
got used to, during our time, 36 years ago, 37 years ago, everybody's used to hard knocks, right? But now, since lead generation has been so convenient, they just try to boost or put an ads if there's an inquiry. If there's an inquiry, if they're interested to buy now, that's the only ones that they entertain. If
Right.
they attended the Power Monday 4 sessions ago, they would have learned that not everybody is ready to buy today,
That's
and it
right.
takes about 6 to 10 follow-ups
Right.
to nurture them, right?
That's right.
So that is what is not working for us. The mentality of the common agents now, that the best thing to do is to boost, advertise. If there's an inquiry, if they wanted to buy, are you sure you want to buy? Okay, let's go to the site.
So Andy,
That's
I'm hearing two things here. I'm hearing that you are having challenge in getting agents to move better, move your inventory better. You are having challenge to help them understand how to be better real estate agents and how to use your product as a leverage to succeed in their life, in their business, and you're having challenge doing that, and there are not enough of them for you right now. And I'm hearing that you do have that becomes your number one main channel of sales is really to the brokers and agents that you bring in that's selling all your products. So this is the challenge that you have, having not enough agents that understand and stay long enough the game to help you sell the property, right? And be long term to see that this is the pathway to succeed. Correct?
yes.
If I'm wrong.
They
Awesome.
see the inconvenience,
Yes.
they don't see the opportunity.
Yes, awesome. So, Andy, if there's a solution available right now where we can rally all the top producing agents around the country, we give them the right training programs, the right lead generation strategies, and the right coaching and training and leadership, while you just pass everything for us to handle, would you be open to explore this opportunity? I
Oh,
know,
definitely.
right? So, I'm going to break script here right now. So, guys, what are you learning from the conversations just now? What's your comment? When you hear what I said together with Andy just now, what did you hear? What was your aha moment when you hear me and Andy having that conversation? Put in the chat box there right now. Andy, what did you hear?
Pardon?
What did you
What?
hear? Yeah, what did you hear from me when I gave you the suggestion, when I asked you those questions? How did you feel about me?
That you're concerned in solving my problem than selling your services
Right,
first, right?
correct, correct. Because I didn't come and say, Andy, I'm the number one agent in town. This is what I do. Da 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 da
Yeah,
da. Even if that's the case, even if that's the case, that's not how you sell.
correct.
Someone put in the chat box, you ask questions and they reply, then you repeat and summarize what you said. Correct, because that's called a speaker listening technique. I'm now telling Andy I'm really interested. I'm listening about his problem, his journey, and I'm interested to try to understand where he is and what are the services that I can do to provide to fill in the gap. Now, if I don't acknowledge his gap, I don't acknowledge his challenge, I'm not able to support him. I cannot solve that problem for him, right? More speaker and is speaking than you trying to understand his pain, absolutely yes. Because remember these guys, whoever asks questions is the one that's in control of the conversation.
Correct.
If you ask questions correctly, this is an example of open-ended asking questions. Open-ended questions allows you to allow that person a safe space to really share what he's going through, what he needs, and then potentially be open to you to what you can do to support him. Now, if I didn't go through this process, I tell Andy, good morning, Andy, this is me. I'm the number one agent in the world. This is all I have. I can solve all your problems for you. How would you feel, Andy, if I say that?
Yeah. Uh, you don't even know what problem you'll be solving.
Exactly. So how can I solve a problem that I don't even know?
Correct. And I think you should also expound to them the difference between an open-ended and a closed-ended questions. But basic definition with that is if you ask a question that is answerable by yes or no, that's a closed-ended question.
Yes, I actually finished the question just now with a close-ended question. Andy, if you, I can show you all this methodology that I can have to support you by doing all this. Would you be open to explore this? Your natural answer is yes.
Yes. So that's the end closing.
That's right. That's
The
right.
end closing. Yeah.
Right. So you've got to master the art of consulting by knowing when to ask open-ended question and when to ask close-ended question. And you normally ask fewer close-ended questions and have more open-ended questions. Because open-ended question gives you a lot of information and data and facts so that you can look at how can you build. And there are certain situations that you're going to be very honest with that. I don't think I can solve your problem, Andy. I think this problem is too big. For example, if Andy's property is my number one problem is my house is overpriced. Everyone is selling more expensive than me, cheaper than me. I'm the most expensive here and I cannot move the product. There's nothing I can do to help Andy because I can't change his price. Or I can't help him reduce the price by 50%, right? It doesn't make sense for him in his feasibility, right? So you need to understand where the problem is so that you are able to help people that you can help. There will be some clients that you cannot help because you just don't have the capacity and the ability. Then you have to be honest with them. So the problem is when we say, okay, we can help you, but actually we cannot help you, you are not building trust. That makes sense.
Correct.
Any thoughts, Andy? Any other thoughts, Andy?
Yeah. In short, the best skill, the most important skill that you need to learn is the skill of communication.
That's right.
And communication does not mean how well you speak, but how well you listen. How well you listen to their concerns. Because by listening, it's only by listening that you will know how to empathize.
That's right.
You have to know where they are right now,
That's
so you
right.
can understand. And you see, if you have enough skill, if you have enough knowledge, if you have training to offer that service to solve their problem, because you can even earn their trust if you tell them, "Oh, I think this is beyond my training and my service and my experience. However, I know the best person who can help you. I can help you maybe with this portion,
Right.
but for this one, I know the best person." Admitting the limitation of your competence would earn their trust.
Absolutely. Because you're just being real and you're just being authentic and
Yeah,
you're not messing around people's life. Because you understand, guys, when we cannot do what we do, we are just messing with people's life.
correct.
Business. And there's a huge repercussion that you cannot build trust back once you mess with people's life. Like, don't do that, right? Don't go mess up when you really can't do it. Just say you can't do it. And it's okay.
Yeah.
Find them an alternative, find them a suggestion. Like I always have people, last time I used to have these things where they are not in the location that I'm good at, that I'm focusing on. I always tell them, you know what, let me come back to you on who's the top 3 agents that I can introduce to you, that you can go and work. And I never ask for a referral fee from them. I never.
Yeah.
I never ask for fees when I want to help you, because if I truly want to help, right, I help. And I pass on to my friends. Now, what happens is my friends in those locations became good friends. They then became to pass things to me. So there's an exchange, right? And sometimes a lot of this exchange, you cannot calculate, is the intangible. But if you want to earn anything and everything from anyone and everyone, you've got a problem. That's not going to help you build trust. People don't like that. Because just by calling someone and introduce something doesn't mean you earn the right to earn some money from them. This is just what this is just my belief and my value. Andy is about the same. It's how we do this, going around building the trust and helping people to do that. Okay, as we are at the end of top of the hour, what are some of your ahas, guys? If you can put in the chat box, what are some? Did you learn something? If you learn something, please press 5. If you learn something, please press 5. Thank you. Yeah, this is a good. Yeah, King. So what? I'm dying to know what level you are in now. It's a secret, but so share your secret one day, King, with me when you see me. King Gonzalez, we haven't met for a long time, but let me know what do you see? What are some? Okay lah. Okay, What are some of the ahas that you got from today's session? What are some of the ahas? Put in the chat. Pride comes before destruction. Absolutely, absolutely right. Proverbs 16:18. It's written in the good book. If you use pride, and pride becomes the way you do things, no audio. Hang on, let me check.
Yeah.
Can you hear me
Good.
now?
Good. Good.
Okay. So what's your ahas? Sorry, I think I lost my audio in my mic. What are some of your ahas? Anyone? Andy, what's your aha?
Okay. If you want to build your image and be a perceived trustworthy person, people will trust you more if other people endorse you.
Yeah,
Because if you're the only one praising yourself, that's self-serving. It's still quite difficult to make an impression. But if all these people would be endorsing you,
right,
or your net will be endorsing you, then the perception of trustworthiness is even higher. So how do you do that? You build your network. So how do you do that? We go back to that word called help. If you help more people in your network, if you give them business, if you will give them referrals, these are the same people who will be the ones endorsing you to their clients, or you will be at top of their mind. Your network, you build them all together, you help them do business. Again, don't expect anything immediately, maybe
right,
now, maybe in the future, but they will be the ones who will be talking about you. And
right,
that is what will push your image better.
right. I like some of these ahas they're sharing in the chat box. Trust is earned. Trust is not only a moral thing, but it's a competency thing. Let's
Yeah,
that should sing in today, guys. Trust is not only a moral thing, it's a competency thing. Because
correct.
what to be professional, you need to know what you're doing. Except the fact that I don't know is what I don't know is a form of competency. Absolutely, yes. Because you know what you don't know, right? That means you are self-aware. The problem is when you don't know what you don't know and you don't know what you know, that's challenging. There's lack of self-awareness. So self-awareness is a foundation of competency. You need to understand who you are, what your strength is, what your weaknesses is, and play to your strength. Don't never play to your weakness, right? Thank you so much for sharing, guys. Now, what's our announcements? Hannah, do you have any announcements that we can share today? Anyone have any announcements today? I think we have a couple of announcements. Right. If you're interested to understand more about your business, right, our business, and you need someone to help you with your consultation of your business, please scan the QR code, and then we will be there to support you. Someone will get in touch with you and have a one-to-one conversation with you on how can we, or how can your business grow and how can we consult in your business, because we want to understand how can we help and we truly want to help. Okay. Next up, we also have something going on next Ignite session 20, plan your future, on the 12th of August at Island Bay, our office, 9:30 to 12 p.m. Charles Lee and also our good self Andy Manalak is doing a session on Ignite to 20 session 20, plan your future. So please join us on the 12th of August, which is actually I think tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
It's an in-person training where we are going to finish up the first tranche of Ignite, because we have done 20 sessions of Ignite in the past, I think, 2.5 months. So great job to the team in Keller Williams Manila. You have did well by bringing all these sessions in. I really enjoyed learning. So I see so many people came to the classes. I believe you can benefit from this. So do come for this session 20 on 12th of August, Ignite session 20, okay? Next slide. Any other announcement? I think we're going to have a very powerful event this event will be happening on the 29th of August. Now, we're going to announce the content of the event very, very soon, but it's an international real estate summit. The $1 Million Real Estate Agents Summit, for the first time, is going to be held in Philippines. We're actually having one summit in Singapore on the 27th and the next one on the 29th here in the Philippines. We're going to have your vice presidents, Mr. JP Lewis, coming all the way from Austin, Texas, to be with us. And we're going to have many other international speakers that will join us online or offline to be there, and also a good session for the whole day. It's a full day event with a 2,999 peso access fee. And if you're interested, please sign the QR code. I guarantee you will not want to miss this event. It's one of the events of the year. I believe it's going to be one of the biggest real estate event for real estate brokers and agents in Manila. They'll be held in space at One Ayala. So stay tuned for more information. But we have limited seats, only about 350 seats limited. So if you are keen, please sign up straight away. Secure a spot now by scanning the QR code, and we'll be updating you on the newest information about the speaker that will be coming in, right? So it's going to be a power-packed session. I believe you're going to learn a lot of new things. Topics like AI marketing will be part of it. Tools, what tools to use, how the tools are being used, how agents are being successful, and what the strategies that they're using. So it's a good prep for you for 2026 as well, as we are entering almost the end of the year, guys. It's already going to be the month of September, which you're going to enter eventually the fourth quarter. We are coming to the end of the third quarter of the year, and it's a good time to prepare and set ourselves ready for 2026. So do come for this session on August 29th. If you are keen to come this session, please sign up right now, because again, we have limited seats and we are already having a lot of inquiries for this event. So please sign on. Click on the link on the message board on your right hand side, or you can scan the QR code. Okay. Last thoughts, Andy. Any last thoughts before we end?
Just a reminder. Remember, in the first 5 minutes of this session, about being perceived as an advisor, the important thing is the continuous learning. And this event on the 29th is a very, very important part of your continuous learning, number one. And number two is your continuous networking, because only champions will be going there. A lot of people want the free stuff, but the serious people invest in themselves. Right. The best investment that you can do in real estate is to invest in yourself.
Right.
Okay. So, yes, while we'd like to give this for free, just like what we're doing now, and this is supposed to be even a paid event, right?
Yes,
but
yes.
I mean, what we're doing on Mondays, because
That's
we're learning.
That's
but
right.
on the 29th, this is a very, very small investment for what you will be, for the value that you'll be getting.
Right.
So we'll see you there.
Right. And my last thoughts for everyone is this: like, this real estate business is a long-term business. Don't come and think of this as a short-term business. Therefore, your trust, your clients, how they trust, how you perceive you, and how they think about you is important. I hope you live a life of business that is a full and a great life, and the best life, by really helping others and others wanting to help you as well. That's the best life that you can have. There's a difference between a good life and a best life. And I think you and I, what sits between a good life and the best life is how we show up and how we become better people up to others in our industry. And I think the industry needs more of people like you and I that wants to live a best life so that we can do the best for everyone. So that's what I would have advice for everyone as we sign off today. So thank you, Andy, and thank you everyone for joining us. Let's talk to you all next week. See you all. Bye.
Thank you.